SpongeBob has been entertaining us since 1999. With its clever jokes and lovable characters, who couldn't love SpongeBob? It's such an awesome show, but sometimes when you watch SpongeBob, certain things don't add up. Or rather, certain things do add up in a weird way. So here are 5 SpongeBob theories too good not to be true. 5. There have been some theories that suggest that a Krabby Patty contains real crabs, making Mr. Krabs a cannibal who is more than willing to sell out his own kind. It does kind of work since that would give the name Krabby Patty more meaning. Plus, we don't really see many other crabs in Bikini Bottom. This theory was confirmed when Nickelodeon posted the secret Krabby Patty formula online, which contains imitation crab. Even though imitation crab is not real crab, it's still made out of fish, which means that any of the fish that come to the Krusty Krab are kind of, well, partaking in cannibalism by eating there, whether they know it or not. 4. In the episode of SpongeBob where SpongeBob and Sandy do karate with each other the entire episode, it's actually a metaphor for sex. The episode starts with SpongeBob coming home, looking out for Sandy to do karate with. Why would Sandy already be in his house if they were not in a relationship? And just listen to this.
Just a second. Safety first. And now, spin technique.
Safety first? That's totally representative of condoms, and SpongeBob announcing his special techniques, that has to be code for sex positions. Even at the Krusty Krab, SpongeBob can barely get any work done because he can only think about karate with Sandy and sees her everywhere. In his mind, she even winks at him. Later in the episode, Mr. Krabs runs into SpongeBob and Sandy doing karate in the park. Just listen to what he says to them.
No more karate. It's poisoning your mind. Mammals.
It's poisoning their minds? That doesn't sound like something you'd say about karate. He even smells them like they smell like sex. And that mammals bit was funny too. It really does look like this entire episode was about sex. 3. There was always something a bit different about SpongeBob SquarePants, but what if the crazy characters are actually the result of nuclear testing from 1946? SpongeBob lives in Bikini Bottom, which according to Nickelodeon themselves is actually a part of the Bikini Atoll, and because they live underneath the atoll, that's how Bikini Bottom got its name. There was actual nuclear testing by the USA at Bikini Atoll way back in 1946, and during the testing, they set off numerous bombs to essentially see what would happen. One particular bomb was nicknamed Baker and was let off 27 meters underwater. The theory is that the explosion makes SpongeBob's home and explains all the bizarre creatures living in Bikini Bottom with SpongeBob and his friends. Maybe the nuclear explosion is the reason SpongeBob and his friends are able to talk in the first place. My own personal theory, if this were true, is that since Sandy is the only one that's actually not from the sea, being that she's a land squirrel from Texas, she really decided to move to Bikini Bottom to study SpongeBob and all of them, and to study these creatures that the nuclear explosion created. But after staying there and becoming close with all of them, she abandoned her research of them and decided to stay with them in Bikini Bottom instead. She is into science after all, so that might not be so far-fetched. 2. The Welcome to the Chum Bucket episode of SpongeBob is a metaphor for a child going through the divorce of his parents. The theory goes that Mr. Krabs, the dad, loses SpongeBob in a card game custody battle to Plankton, the vindictive ex-wife. Plankton's computer wife, the step-parent, urges him to win him over with gifts.
The answer is obvious. To get to the SpongeBob, you must show him compassion and understanding.
But SpongeBob rebels and acts like a spoiled brat. In the end, Plankton admits he cheated, which could mean that he lied in court to get custody. This episode really does seem to be a metaphor for divorce, whether the writers had meant for it to be that way or not. 1. In the SpongeBob movie, all of the characters in Bikini Bottom are immortal, or at least pretty close to it. Early on in the movie, SpongeBob assumes he will be receiving the manager position at the Krusty Krab too. One of his reasons for thinking this is because of his wall of 374 consecutive Employee of the Month awards. This means that he's been working at the Krusty Krab for approximately 31 years and 2 months at least, maybe longer, but he's passed over for the management position in favor of Squidward on the grounds that he's just a kid. That's odd that Mr. Krabs would consider someone who has held a job for 3 decades to be just a kid. Also, sea sponges live roughly 20 years, so no matter what, SpongeBob has something special about him that has allowed him to live this long. The fact that no one seems to care that he's almost twice the normal age at which a sponge would die implies that the characters are aware of his immortality. One person that we know is immortal is King Neptune. The fact that an ancient Roman figure is still alive in the time of David Hasselhoff shows that immortality might not be foreign to them, and that he and SpongeBob and the rest of them are all already immortal. At the end of the movie, SpongeBob shreds up and down a guitar as if he were a rock star. He's had enough time to master playing the guitar in addition to being fully devoted to his job and having many other hobbies. Maybe these things are possible because he really is immortal. Alright you guys, thanks for watching. Subscribe and leave a like if you like the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace!